So here goes. I'm going to try to make a video to show folks how to make bone broth, organic bone broth. 2 gallons of water, a nice organic chicken that you've washed. I get mine at Costco, and the giblets. Fresh dandelions, if you can get them out of the yard. You can also buy them at Whole Foods. Dandelions are in the top 10 foods we should eat. They're ahead of kale, they're ahead of spinach. Now, if you can't get dandelions, you can use kale or spinach in your bone broth. Fresh parsley from my greenhouse. You can buy it, you can use it dried. No sense chopping it because when you cook stuff for 12 to 16 hours, you don't have to chop it. 2 bay leaves. Chopped up onions, peels and all. Onions are in the top 10 foods we need. And the most important part of the onion is the peel. That dry, flaky thing that the onion used to protect itself from the sun is so full of antioxidants, 10 times even better than the onion. So when I chop up my onions for bone broth, I don't even peel them. It all goes in, red and gold. Remember, don't use Vidalias. There's no nutrition left in them. They bred them out and they made them so sweet. Now all week when I cook, I save every onion peel. Yellow, gold, everything red. Scallions, save all the stalks. All good for you. So the whole bag of the week's onions go in the broth. Every night when I cook dinner, I save the onion peels. They're like gold. Now, I also, once you start making bone broth, and then when you go to Whole Foods and they have the dandelions, you freeze some in bone broth. So I have bags and bags of them in my freezer to put in my next pot of broth because the dandelions are incredible. I will share with you, I just turned 74 this week. I don't remember having a flu. I don't remember having a cold. And right now with all this craziness going on, it's good for you. Make bone broth. Use it in your gravies, your soups, your stews. Everything in this kitchen starts with bone broth. Just about. Now garlic, the secret to garlic, after you peel it, you're gonna smash it and wait 10 minutes before you put it in the pot. It multiplies the antioxidants by 10. 2 good cloves are like a shot of penicillin and your body never gets used to it. So smash that garlic, let it sit while you do something else, throw it in your pot 10 minutes later. Now these carrots I just froze from the freezer from the garden. But when you make bone broth, if you don't have a garden, Costco sells bags of organic carrots. All you gotta do is throw them in. I put the French trio, carrots, celery, onions in equal amounts. So 1 head of celery, a bag of carrots, a bag of dandelions. So the French trio is carrots, celery, onions. You've got those in there. My smashed garlic is waiting. When you get those in with the chicken, you're going to put a tablespoon of salt. You're going to put about the same of pepper. And you're going to simmer it for an hour. This one's just getting started. This one's been cooking a while. After 1 hour, you're going to take your chicken out. It'll look like this. And after the hour, after you take the chicken out, you're going to clean the chicken. Let me see if I can lower this camera. Okay, you clean the chicken, all the skin, all the connective tissue, all the bones go back in the broth. So this pot over here, I started this morning, it's getting the bones. This one, the chicken just went in, so an hour later I'll take it out. So I'm going to put all this chicken in a bag to make chicken salad tomorrow. All the bones and goodies go in the broth. Every bit of skin, you want all that. The skin, the bones, have collagen. Connective tissue has collagen. It takes many hours to get that out of those bones. Then it goes into your skin, into your bones, your joints. Good bone broth should shake like Jell-O. That yellow stuff that they sell in those containers, it looks like urine. I can't imagine you're really getting any collagen out of that. Collagen is thick and jello-ous. So you're going to cook this 12 to 16 hours. Now, a lot of people say they cook theirs 16. It's not really necessary. Beef bones and other bones take 16 hours, but chicken, the bones are less dense. In 12 hours, you've gotten all the goodies you need. So I do 12 hours. And I also do chicken because once you go through all this work, the broth not only makes you more energetic, more clear of thought, but you're getting all that protein without calories. So it's a great way to get your protein. So I'm saving all this for my chicken salad tomorrow, putting all that in the other pot of broth. This guy just went in. When it comes to a full boil, 1 hour later, I'll take that chicken out and clean it and put those bones in that pot. So after 12 hours, I'll strain it overnight, let it sit in the refrigerator. And then in the morning, I'll take off any fat on top. Then I save all my milk containers. And I save it in the freezer in 1 and 2 quart milk containers. So now, bone broth helps with your memory, your bone density, fights osteoporosis, fights Alzheimer's. And if you have friends that are going through chemo, it's really good for them because bone broth is already digested. So you help them out so much by giving them this because, food makes them nauseous. This does not. It also goes right to the swath of cells at the base of your skull that turn your blood into food for your brain. And since it's digested already, you get that immediate rush of energy. It's surprising, but once I get people going on making bone broth, they have it the rest of your life. I have 8 ounces in the morning. I make my gravy with it, my stews, my soups, everything. Saute meat. When the meat's nice and brown, pour in some of your bone broth, thicken it with a little bit of cornstarch and bone broth. You have fabulous gravy. You don't need anything. Now, when this is done in the morning, I'll test it for salt so that when I put it away, it's ready to be soup, stew, whatever. Make the best wedding soup in the world with this bone broth. So let's go over the amounts. 1 big fat organic chicken, a head of celery, 2 onions. I like to use 1 golden and 1 red because it makes it nice and rich. Carrots, about equal amount to the head of celery and the amount of onions. So your French trio, carrots, celery, onions. Then your couple smashed garlics, and by the way, those are ready to go in now. They sat for 10 minutes. Now that garlic has 10 times the value of just garlic you would open up and throw in the heat. Don't put it in the heat or don't swallow it for 10 minutes after you crush it. The enzymes in it interact with each other. There's 2 kinds. They go wild. You don't need penicillin. You won't get colds and flu. If you do bone broth and garlic that you've prepped for 10 minutes before you cooked it or chewed it. That's the 2 secrets to my life and my energy and my never getting a cold, never getting the flu, knock on wood. I can't remember, 30, 40 years ago since I've had that, is bone broth and smashing garlic before I use it and using lots of both, and a little red wine thrown in. I hope this has helped.